Before we talk about how to attract and date high quality women, this is the internet, and I hate to be this guy, but I need to show you my authority. And I feel like you guys want to see that I'm actually legit and I kind of know what I'm talking about. So this was in Paris. This was me dating somebody who dated an actual very famous French soccer player whose name I'm not going to say now. This was in Costa Rica. This was in Iceland. This was in Dubai with two of my clients from the mastermind and my girlfriend here. This was in Los Angeles. So now that the braggy part is gone, let's talk about Sam. And you see, Sam was an entrepreneur who was already making 20K a month consistently with his coaching business. He actually helped entrepreneurs with their mindset, with their performance, and just overall become, better entrepreneurs. And he also had a very solid physique, right? He was training Muay Thai, doing fights. You can see that's more like an 8-pack. But he was still alone, right? He still felt like something was off and he wasn't quite fulfilled in his life. And so as of now, he's not only scaling his business while traveling to Italy with his girlfriend, but he doesn't have this anxiety anymore or this fear of really ending up alone. And he's really in a relationship from a place of choice and abundance, right? He is with this pretty girl that matches his vibe, matches his goals. And he knows that he's actually in a position of power where he can decide to change her. If he decides so, he can be with her, he cannot be with her. It's really up to him. And we can talk about Nick, who used to already make multiple 5 figures a month running the #1 sports betting agency in Europe. Actually, a really cool dude. You can see he was already traveling, well-rounded, social guy. He considers himself social. And he was traveling all the time. He had a great Instagram, great online presence, but he really was unable to connect with the women he really wanted. Those actual, really attractive women, he just couldn't do it. And so as of now, he not only found the girl he really connects with and supports him in his business, I know for a fact this girl, because I've met him, actually takes his videos. So she records and edits his short form content for his marketing. He has no more anxiety anymore. He's able to connect with anyone in any situation. And he's overall way more fulfilled. And, guys, I could honestly show you dozens of testimonials like these, whether it's from Harry, whether it's from Matthew, whether it's from Nick. But overall, what I want to talk about today is really the success paradox and why you have a lot of smart and driven and successful guys who absolutely fail with women. And that really happens because you've been conditioned to believe your entire life that money and status alone equals success with women, equals dating success. And the truth is, yes, your value as a man is inherently linked to your competence, aka your money, your status, your lifestyle. And these are absolutely crucial. You should strive for these. You should strive to get more money, get more status, and have a cool lifestyle. But there are really 2 types of value. There's your absolute value, which is what differentiates you from other guys. So what makes you valuable? So for example, hey, do you speak multiple languages? Do you actually have a solid physique? Are you overall an interesting guy? You have stories to tell. But there's also your relative value, which is your social value, aka how you're being perceived by women in social settings. And most men, especially a lot of driven guys, whether they're engineers, logical guys, entrepreneurs, guys who are on their grind, they tend to neglect this second one. And so common belief patterns that a lot of guys have is that they will say, oh, okay, dating is not my priority right now. I need to focus on the business first. I need to make 10K, 20K first before I focus on dating, or the right girl will naturally come. And the issue with this is you have literal stuff like this happen, where this was one of my clients before we started working together. And he told me, man, you have no idea how fucking depressing this is. He was literally in his penthouse loft in the marina. If you don't know Dubai and how Dubai works, the marina is literally the most bougie, high-end place. Like it's the best part of Dubai. And he's making a lot of money, but he's still alone. He has this great apartment. He even has even I don't have this, like a walk-through closet, and he's alone. He doesn't have a girl to share it with. And the issue is, if you don't fix this part of your life now, is that #1, you will be alone or just not with the women you truly want. And this is not me pulling this out of my ass. I've seen this happen over and over again with guys in their late 20s, in their 30s, even in their 40s. And the second thing is you'll miss out on incredible experiences in your 20s and your 30s because yes, you should absolutely grind and focus on increasing your value. But what is the point if you don't have anyone to share it with? There's no point. The whole reason why we got into entrepreneurship or business or why we started working on our careers is to actually have a better life, is to have fun. And so you also get subpar results while less successful guys are killing it. There's guys who are way less smart, less smarter rather, less smarter, less successful than you, and they're actually killing it with women. And the crazy thing is, if you don't fix this now, yes, you might be with women, but you might be with women who don't even like you for you, but for your money. And what's the point? You want to be with women who like you for your essence, for who you truly are at your core. That's the most fun part. And so it's kind of like this IQ Bell meme you've probably seen everywhere. The retard who, doesn't improve his life and is absolutely not on a path to become a top 1% man. He's like, women is everything. And you know this guy. It's this guy from high school who takes coke on the weekends and he's just banging absolute models and gorgeous girls. Then you have the guy in the middle who's like this stressed entrepreneur or very analytical guy, and he's like, I shouldn't focus on dating now. I should increase my value. And then you have the guy who's actually high IQ. He's like, yeah, it actually makes sense to take a small phase of your life, a part of your life, and focus going very hard on dating, because the skill set and the asymmetric returns of focusing on women for a part of your life is absolutely crazy. And so let's talk about strategic dating, right? You're a professional in your work, in the stuff you do, but then why would you treat dating in an amateur way, right? And if you want to dabble around and date low-quality women or just have subpar results, go watch another video. This is not for you. But if your goal is to date only high-quality women or find your dream woman, whatever your goal is, you need to stop doing what 99% of men do. You just can't do the same shit, right? And so when you're building big things, you don't have the luxury of having inefficient or outdated dating strategies, right? You can't keep using dating apps because the truth is, yes, you have women, but the quality is variable, and you've 100% noticed this if you've ever been on Tinder, if you've ever been on Hinge or these apps, and results are unpredictable, right? You might get a few matches that week, but the next week, not anymore, and if you change cities, results may vary as well. And the other thing is social circle, right? So a lot of guys, what they'll do is, basically it's the default, is rely on colleagues from work, friends of friends, or people you meet at meetups. And the issue with that is you have an absolutely limited pool of people you can meet, right? Because ultimately, if you don't have these friends of friends, colleagues of work, etc., like who are you meeting? It's just limited. You're limited at what, 50, 60, let's be extremely generous, 100 people total. So the likelihood that you will find the absolute highest quality woman that is the perfect match for your lifestyle and for your values, for your goals is unlikely. And also, you don't want to cold approach all day in malls or on the street. I've done this in the past. I know a lot of people in the industry. And yes, it's fun. It is going to develop your skills to some extent, but it is highly inefficient. And there's no filtering system. Like, the goal is not to run around the mall and approach 30 girls every day just so you can be like, yeah, I did my approaches. No, what you actually need is, number one, leverage, and you need filtering systems to filter out quality women. Right? And so I always use the sniper versus machine gun analogy. You have the machine gun guy, he's like, I'm just going to talk to everybody. I'm just going to meet thousands of girls. Yeah, but this is not what we want, right? Because we have limited time, we have limited resources, and we want to be efficient with it. And so the second thing I want to talk about, and this is really key, is identity transformation. And so right now, you're probably confident in certain environments, whether it's in sales calls or talking to your clients or to your team, and that is okay. And you might even consider yourself a social guy. But when it comes to hyper attractive women, that confidence just doesn't translate into action and results. I know plenty of guys who are social and they're actually quite charismatic, but they're just not able to translate that into this man-to-women energy that consistently and predictably gets results with the women they want. And so this is really situational versus absolute confidence, right? I've seen guys who make multiple six figures a month, lead a 50-people team. They're highly respected by clients. I've met pro athletes who go into MMA cages to kill other men who are still unable to approach a woman they're attracted to. So it's not because they're low-quality men. They're high-quality men. But this happens for two reasons. Number one, they have the wrong or bad beliefs that actually don't help them. Their entire self-worth and identity is based around their business success or their ability to provide. And this is very toxic, and it's actually unhealthy long-term, and I'll show you why. You have something which I actually invented, which is called the identity hierarchy. And so most men, 96% of men, are stuck in having and doing. And what I mean by that is the lowest level of confidence, which most men rely on, is having. Oh, I have this cool car. I just got a new haircut. I have this cool watch. And so it's a very superficial level of confidence that is actually not based on something rock solid, you know? And then you have doing, right? It's when your confidence is based around doing certain things. Oh, I have to be funny in certain environments. I have to be the dancing monkey who makes jokes. Or I have to work out a certain amount of times per week to feel like I'm worthy, I'm good enough. And so the highest paradigm, the most noble level of identity is being. Now, this does not mean, don't take this out of context and use this as an excuse to say, I'm good enough. Like, I don't need to improve. No, we're not even talking about this. If you're watching this video, you are constantly improving as a man. But it is a level where you're actually able to, just by being, you're in your highest, most noble self, and you have the absolute most confidence. And so, how do we get there? A simple action step for you is to write down 5 strengths and qualities, whether they are from your work, from your business, or just overall, that differentiate you from other men, right? So this can be as simple as, I can speak 4 languages. I'm really good at coding. I'm extremely responsive at problem solving. Whatever it is, but you want to take these strengths and qualities and really remind yourself that you have those, because as a guy, especially if you're watching this video, you probably always remind yourself of where you're fucking up, where you're lacking, why you don't deserve the girl. But sometimes we need a reminder that, hey, I actually have stuff going for me, and I'm actually a quality dude. And so it's really not so much about the product, but it's really about the marketing and changing how you communicate your value to the world and to highly attractive women. And so the second reason this happens is the first one we said was the wrong or bad beliefs. Now, the second one is you lack a system to reframe your mental model when these negative thoughts arise. What do I mean by that? It sounds very scientific, but visualize this. You see a highly attractive girl, right? Whether it's at a bus stop, in a grocery store. And so your default current mental model is probably something along the lines of, first of all, wait, she's cute. I wish that was my girlfriend. She's really hot. And your second immediate thought, at least that was the case for me, it was the case for many of my clients, this is not the right moment. She probably has a boyfriend, I'm not good enough for her, I'll talk to her later. So all of these rationalizations and excuses. Now, what we'll do is we want to change that mental model, right? We want to keep that first thought. This is absolutely cool. This does not differentiate you from any other guy. She's cute. I wish that was my girlfriend. She's really attractive. Let's leave it at that. But the second thought, we want to change from this is not the right moment, she probably has a boyfriend, to, hey, let me check if she's cool. Let me check if she fits my standards. And the second we create this new mental model, we can literally create a dent in the universe. Like, you can literally change your reality. By every time you see an attractive girl, think about this. Catch your thought and immediately switch it. Immediately revert to your new elevated mental model. This is not me anymore. This is the new me. I actually talk to girls. I check if they're cool. I check if they fit my standards, right? Because now you're in a buyer's position. You're not trying to sell yourself. You're not like the little peasant who needs to prove himself. No, she needs to prove herself to you. And that takes work, but we'll get into that. So the third thing I wanted to talk today about is the strategic action plan you can start doing today, right? And so, first of all, the next time you're in a public place, whether it's in a coffee shop, a grocery store, at the gym, and you see someone you really like, I want you to say hi to them. Don't have any expectation. Because the second you have an expectation in your mind of what needs to happen, whether it's taking her number, going out with her, or going on a date, taking her Instagram, you're not present anymore. You're living in this future anxiety, and you totally become a different person. You freeze. And I also want you to not focus on what to say. It doesn't actually matter. 93% of your communication is nonverbal, which means not the words you use, but actually how and why you say things. The second thing is the AACC conversation framework. It sounds really fancy, but the first A is for getting her attention. You can't talk to a girl without getting her attention. And so I see many guys who approach girls and they drop their opener, they talk to the girl before the girl even sees them or takes her headphones out. You want to get her full, unbiased attention. Once you have that, you can spark some attraction. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that in this whole video because the video would be 3 hours long. But you want to create attraction and have a man-to-woman frame. Not a platonic, friendly conversation where you're asking a bunch of questions, but it doesn't lead anywhere. And once you have some level of attraction and she's interested in you, you can start building a connection. But the way you do that is not by asking boring interview questions. There's actually a much different way, which we're also going to get into. And the last part is the call to action, is either go on an immediate date with her or take her contact, take her phone number, take her Instagram, and make something happen in the future. And the last thing is what I call the qualifier system that really filters for compatible women. Because what you don't want is, as I said before, you don't want to approach a million girls and have inefficient conversations that don't go anywhere, take their numbers, take their Instagrams, and then they flake or they don't answer. No, you want to be with high interest women who are quality and want to see you. That's it. We don't want to waste time. And by the way, if you want all of these, if you want my qualifier system, my conversation cheat sheet, shoot me a message and I'll send you all of that for free. And so what does your 30-day roadmap look like? If we had to implement this, if you wanted to actually make this happen, the first thing we need to do is, we went through it before, identity transformation, right? We want to eliminate the disconnect between the confidence you have at work and the confidence you could have socially and dating-wise, right? So first of all, we need to work on all of your beliefs, identify, define them, and then turn these beliefs into healthy, positive ones that actually are aligned with your goal. And the third one is we need to build a rock solid identity based on tangible reality, because most guys don't know who the fuck they are. They don't know, right? So we want to get clarity on the kind of man we are, what kind of life we want, and who we want to share this life with. What kind of girl are we even looking for? We need to get clarity. And the second thing is strategic efficiency. We want to create a time-efficient system that fits seamlessly into our existing schedule without sacrificing business momentum. What do I mean by that is we want to actually make dating part of our lifestyle. We don't want to have dating, either be like in opposition to our goals or be in the middle of our day. No, we want to make it in a smart way where we're actually able to see women, date women, attract women without taking time and focus away from our goal. And the way we do that is by actually creating a calendar. And if you book a call with me, I can show you this in much more detail. And the third thing is authentic intent, right? We want to master the art of really communicating who we are, communicating our value in a genuine way without being creepy, without being needy. And we really want to have this man-to-women frame from the start. So there's never a doubt of getting friend zoned. There's no possibility even of something not going the right way because our frame is so rock solid from the start. And the fourth thing is abundance, right? We want to architect abundance because ultimately what we want is have a consistent pipeline of quality dates through systematic approaches rather than chance. The last thing we want is rely on luck or chance. And that will create true optionality and eliminate the scarcity mindset. And the cool thing with abundance is once you actually have women you date, you're able to date, is you're in a position of power. You're less needy, you're having way more fun, you can choose and pick the right girl that actually fits your standards, and it totally transforms your dating life. Abundance is the key. And ultimately, whether you want to date multiple women or just date one quality woman, it's the same process. Once you have abundance, you can really architect your dating life the way you want. And last but not least, conversation mastery, right? We want to replace these interview style questions and awkward interactions with actually compelling and genuine, interesting conversations that naturally create attraction and lead to meaningful connections. Because we don't just want to have sex with girls, we want to actually create meaningful connections with quality women who we can see again. And so the ultimate goal is very simple. First of all, we want to make dating part of our lifestyle so we can focus on matters, whether that's the gym, whether that's work, whatever it is. Second of all, we want to have a system to filter through time wasters and low quality women. And third, we want to build an abundant dating life by design, where you're really able to attract and connect with high quality women consistently and predictably without relying on luck, without relying on dating apps or going to clubs. And last but not least, we want to achieve this fast. We don't want to do this for 3 months, 6 months and figure all of this stuff on our own. Because why would we if somebody's already figured it out? So what are the next steps? And this is going to be the most important part. So if you want my qualifier system to filter for compatible women and you want my conversation cheat sheet that we talked about before, book a call with me. Go to this website, imjohnysocial.com. Just book a call with me. It's extremely simple. You go on the big button, book a call, and you choose a time that fits you, and we'll have a chat. I'll give you all the resources for free. And in this call, not only will I give you a tailored strategy for your specific dating situation, but I'll also share with you the exact process to actually attract and date these high-quality women efficiently. And last but not least, we'll talk about how to structure your dating life so it works around you. And by the way, this call is with me. It's not with some VA in the Philippines or in India. It's not with some assistant. And I would honestly love getting to know your situation. And, whether you work with me or not does not matter. But in this call, you will get the value and you'll have a strategic, you'll actually have a strategy for your situation, whether you decide to work with me or not. That's up to you. So do that. And, plenty of guys have done it. I have like so many of these folders. It's actually crazy. But yeah, there's plenty of guys who got crazy results, multiple dates in a single week. This guy found his girlfriend, confidence exploded. And, this was Nick. Nick was 25, running his marketing agency in Bangkok. And we created a calendar for him where he was able to really wake up on Monday and basically decide which girl he wanted to see that week. This is someone who had no time at all, right? He was extremely busy. We have Luke, who, by the way, these guys, you can talk to them. I literally put his Instagram, so, shoot him a message, ask him if he liked the program. He's 24 in Dubai. He was in Malta before, and he has a company called Laboreal English, which he basically helps French expats, French entrepreneurs improve their English. And he was able to basically meet his dream girl just by talking to her in a coffee shop. And that is a kind of reality I want to set as the norm for entrepreneurs and guys who are serious about their work, because it's possible. We have Rafa, who, is from San Diego. And basically what he does is he helps elite tennis players with their performance. So he's a sort of performance mindset coach for elite tennis players. And yeah, he messaged me back in 2021, and he was in a dark place, right? He was in a toxic relationship with a woman who didn't really give him what he wanted. There was fights. She was not helpful. She was not aligned with his goals and values at all. She did not help him. In fact, it was quite the opposite. She pulled him down, and he was able to quit that relationship, and he literally proposed to his new wife, and now they're together, and he married her, which is absolutely insane. But we also have Steph from LA, who he's a web developer, he's a coder. And so before we started working together, he had some results on dating apps, but it was really like a few matches a week, and you might even have a date or two per month, but it never translated into what he wanted. It was either low quality girls or low in interest. And he went on 5 dates like in a week. What's he say? That's actually insane. I think that was only in a week. So these guys are absolutely killing it. And so what is your choice? You can either wait longer to fix this part of your life later and decide to, dabble around, get mediocre results, and then start working with me in 2 years and 3 years and just waste a bunch of time. Or you can get an actionable plan now on this call with me. Whether you decide to work with me or not is up to you. That's totally fine. I will survive without that. And yeah, I hope you like this presentation, and I'll see you in the next one.